obviously in your era, there was another man that was as official as you. There was Tyson, Gary Nelson. Give us the whole insight to what you and him was like and your connection.
If you say that you're the hardest, I want a real interview, then sit down with the hardest. Wash, wash, wash.
Our connection, me and Gary, the connection was a good one. We had a good connection. I met Gary when I used to go to Clapham Junction. He was a youth then, and they used to call him Melonhead. He wasn't Gary Nelson or Tyson, Melonhead. And I met him when he was doing 4 years as a youngster in jail. And then he come out, then he got another 2.5 years, which he ended up doing in Wandsworth, and that's where I was in Wandsworth with him. And, you know, both of us was terrorised in the wing at the time, so we was both on the ones, banged up next door to each other. And I used to talk to him through the pipe, and I said, yeah, because certain things he was doing out there, I didn't really like, because I had to check for him, you get me? I said, no, man, when you come out, you're not to do with that again, and you know what I mean, it's loud out, and he was saying, yeah, so I was getting out. I got out like, he was getting out 3 weeks after me. So I said, when you come out, we'll link. And when he come out, we linked, and it was just, it went from there, man. Went from there. Yeah, me and him started to hang around. I went through some stuff, man. I'm telling you, then he just got too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got too much for me. He got my car taken away, and I said, nah, I've had enough, man. Then I left him on his own. Then he just sort of made his own way, didn't he?
Yeah. So what do you think now of the fact that he's sitting in there, like, what's
it's
that
sad.
say to
It's
you?
sad, because I know he's a nice guy. And it says to me that, yeah, don't try and be like me, because he was the one who wanted to be a little bit like me himself, and he lived in it himself. He wanted to be, and you just couldn't be me, man. Because a lot of the time we used to go to dances, and obviously people know me. Yeah, come in, Bailey, and Tyson used to be right behind me, and they would stop him. But I used to just go back and say, nah, he's with me, and he'd come in, clean, he's simple. But he still didn't like that. He think they shouldn't have stopped him like me, but I'm saying, yeah, put him work like me. But he was persistent. That's why he used to carry his gun every minute, and every minute shooting up place. Because of simple little things like that.
So what has your connection been with him like since he's in jail?
Since he's been in jail, I'm not really talking to him. Not really personally, and not through somebody else. But I've heard stuff in there. I do try and find out and monitor him while he's in there. And apparently, he's a Muslim now, and he's got a lot of clout in prison. Yeah, he's got a lot of clout. So if you got clout, you're all right in there. Yeah.
Did you ever buck up in him in your times going in and out?
Yeah, I bucked up in when he was on the 28 days round the world. I call it. Yeah, where he was moving 28 days in that block, 28 days in that block, just moving from block to block, prison to prison, block to block. Yeah, and I bucked him one time. He wanted his ear cut, and and they wouldn't let no one cut it. So the screws sent for me, and I said, yeah, I'll go down there and cut his ear. So they brought me down to the block where he was, and I stayed in there for about an hour and a half, chatting and cutting his ear and just going through, man. Yeah.